Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name's Melissa, and I recently cooked a roast turkey, and I wanted to show you how many different meals that I can make out of that $6.72 turkey breast. So after I got the soup mix or the soup broth made, I ended up with like an extra half pound of turkey there for the soup. So I ended up with 3 pounds of turkey from the made afterwards. So, sorry, 2 slices of bread, 126 grams of potatoes, the gravy, and the turkey. And I didn't count the gravy in figuring out the price as far as like per ounce and stuff. I'm just kind of counting it as a free ingredient because to try and calculate what portion of that is the gravy versus what portion is the meat was just too difficult from a mathematical standpoint when I feel like absolute crap. I'm sorry. So it's been like a really roller coaster type week. Good news. I'm super excited. I'm officially over 100 subscribers. So thank you all. And then I've been really excited about stuff like that. But I also have a sinus infection I'm trying to get over. Yesterday I screwed up and took my nighttime meds during the day, so I was all loopy. Today a pipe burst, so I'm kind of still trying to get my videos done, but I am in a really, really difficult situation right now because the pipe burst. I had to have them turn the water off at the street as like water spurted out from my home, and then I filled a bunch of like pans and such. So I have pans of water that I can boil to wash dishes. And it's been a day. But I still did want to show you what I've been eating. So today I am, for like the 4th or 5th time, I'd have to go back and look at my food log to tell you exactly how many I've had. I am having a hot turkey sandwich. So I am from the Midwest, and we have a lot of Greek restaurants here. Now, let me clarify. Greek restaurants here are probably different than what you're thinking. Yes, they do have a Greek selection, and they'll frequently have like a Greek night. But I grew up with a lot of our like more diner-ish restaurants were owned by Greek owners, and so they were just kind of known as Greek restaurants because they were Greek owned, but they had like a huge menu. It's just kind of a thing in the Midwest. And so one of the things on it was hot sandwiches, which is essentially an open-faced sandwich with 2 slices of bread, meat, mashed potatoes, and gravy. So they had turkey, meatloaf, roast beef, and I think maybe some sort of pork sandwich. So this is I don't know if you can see that really. Let me pause and see if I can get a better angle for the food. Okay, so not necessarily the best angle, but a serving of mashed potatoes, 4 ounces of turkey, 2 slices of bread, and gravy. And the total cost of this meal was 94 cents. I'm going to pause it again. Okay, so the broth actually sat in the fridge for a couple of days because I got sick and then my pipe burst and everything. So, well, I guess I was sick when I started the process. But you can see there's kind of that layer of fat on there. So I'm going to just skim off the top layer. Okay, so there's still some fat left on it. It's turkey broth, so there's not a lot of fat to begin with, and it doesn't come off as easily. So one of the things I'm going to make is turkey rice soup. So I'm going to measure out about 4 cups of the broth. And because I don't want to have any issues with it spilling, I'm going to just leave that there. And then I'm going to take you back over to the stove and you can see what I'm doing there. Okay, so I've got the 4 cups of turkey broth. And then I'm going to put about 1/4 to 1/2 cup, which is 45 to 90 grams of dry rice in there. Or perhaps 138 grams because I wasn't paying attention. Okay, and then I have 1 carrot that I cut very small because I like my carrot and my soup to be very tiny most of the time, especially if it's something like the turkey rice. And then I believe I had about a half pound of the turkey left over from the soup, so I'll just dump that all in. This is one of the rare times you will see that I actually do have 4 burners on my stove. So I will put that stuff back, turn on that rear burner, and just kind of let that cook. Also, I'll throw just a little extra salt in there. Because I did accidentally add more rice, I am going to have to keep a really close eye on the turkey soup. So I'm going to let the turkey rice soup cook, and then I'm going to also show you how I make the turkey for the turkey tacos. Okay, so I now have my wok. I'm going to just put a cup of broth in there to start. That way I can have it as my base and then go back over to the stove again. Okay, so if you have seen me make my... Sorry, I should probably stir this. If you've seen me make my chicken, it's pretty much going to be the same thing. I'm going to heat the soup, or I'm sorry, the broth. I'm going to toss the shredded turkey in. It's not breaking up as easily as I'd hoped. I'm going to kind of let it just kind of warm. And as it warms, that liquid will help to break up the turkey further. And the fact that I'm going to be stirring it. So some seasoned salt. Oh, I forgot to kind of brown the turkey first, but that's okay. Adobo. Just so you know, I don't really represent any brands or anything. So things I use, I mean, sometimes the containers are not even necessarily what's in it. Like the Goyo adobo is actually a local grocery store. Had it in bulk, and the bulk thing didn't fit in, so. Sometimes I have brand loyalty, but for very few things. And then again, the sazon. And then I'm just going to kind of... I don't know as I like this new wok either. I think woks have been getting worse and worse each year. I guess I technically can't say each year, but I mean, it's not like I replace my wok every year, but you know, every 3 years maybe. A little chili powder. You can adjust it. You could also use cayenne. I almost did use cayenne because I couldn't find my chili powder, but I was afraid I'd make it too spicy, and just getting over being sick, I didn't want to do that to myself. Okay, so now I have the meat, I have the tortillas. I warmed the tortillas for a minute in the microwave. You're supposed to technically fry them in oil, but I have been trying to eat healthy, so I'm not doing that. Okay. So I'm going to just start. Oh no, can you see what I'm doing here? Let me. Okay, that's no longer hot. Okay, so I'm just going to start here. And I'm going to put some of the shredded turkey on. I'm then going to carefully roll it, and then you want to put it so that the rolled side is down. You know what? I think I actually want to know this sideways. It's okay that some of the sauce is spilling out. You can also use this to make tacos. So I'm going to set this aside now. I just got the canned enchilada sauce. I got it on that 7 for $7, so everything was like $1. Measuring cup. Okay, so this is a dry measuring cup, but it'll just have to do. Serving's supposed to be a 1/4 cup. Okay, let me get the cheese. So I still have the Chihuahua cheese, so I'm going to use some of that. And you know what? I do want to see how much I'm using on each. 33 grams. I'm going to simply take this out of the way. Put these in the tabala. Nine minutes. I'm starting at 4:25. We'll be back to check on those. Okay, so the enchiladas just finished. I did add a couple of minutes to it because I wanted them to kind of have that nice brown look on top. So now I have 6 turkey enchiladas. And again, with these, I can, once they cool, I can put these lids on them, toss them in the fridge, and they're done. Alternatively, I could have chosen to put them in cold and then bake them later. Okay, so the soup is done, and I think I may have accidentally burnt the bottom part to the pan. You can see I definitely put too much rice in there, so I would cut the rice by half, but that's okay. It'll just be kind of more of a rice dish than a soup dish. Let's see, I have 30.9 ounces of soup there. I guess for now I'll stick it in this. Another 4.5, so 35.4 ounces of soup, which I would estimate to be at least 4 servings. I'll get back to you on that though. Okay, so to continue with all the things I made with turkey, I also had some leftover like shredded turkey taco meat style after making the enchiladas. So I also made myself 3 street tacos. Now, the total here came out to $1.61 or 53 cents a taco. But let me tell you why. Not only did I fill in plenty of the way, I used the low carb tortillas. So my tortillas are rather expensive. If I had used regular tortillas, then that would have taken 85. The tortillas alone, the 3 tortillas were 85 cents, but because I'm frugal other places, I do splurge on some of those items that are a little bit more expensive. But if these had just been just normal flour tortillas, then instead of having 3 street tacos, it would have been 1 larger taco or maybe 2. So they would have been 10 to 20 cents depending on how many tortillas I used. So another super cheap meal, $1.16 or what was it, around 54 cents a taco. So And I do use the cotija, which is also a more expensive cheese, but you don't use as much. So okay, so the final meal that I made with the turkey, and I kind of showed you the turkey soup, but it also, I showed you that it turned out more like turkey and rice. So in order to make it more soupy, I simply put a cup of water and a bouillon cube, which is like 8 cents. And now I have, well, let me see, I'll pause it and see if I. Okay, so now you can see it is more of a soup consistency to kind of help it. And it turned out okay. I mean, it's a little saltier than I like, but it's okay. So to kind of go over everything that I have and by the serving, I have, sorry. Okay, so the total meals I made 6 enchiladas, which was 2 meals, 6 hot turkeys, which was 6 meals, 2 just like turkey and mashed potato and gravy, 5 turkey soups, which I actually can probably stretch this to 6. I still have some left over. And then 1 meal with 3 turkey tacos. So 18 meals total from a $6.72 turkey. Once I added up the total costs of all the excess ingredients, and remember, some of my ingredients are more expensive. Like I didn't make my own bread. I was unable to get it on sale. And I don't buy generic bread. That's kind of one of those things where I like what I like and I give myself certain special things. And so the bread was $2.99 a loaf. So that definitely impacted the hot turkey. And then my tortillas, I get the low carb tortillas, which are more expensive. And plus, I think I might have accidentally messed up when I did the math and accidentally doubled the price of the tortillas. But that's okay. It was 1 meal. I'm not gonna really worry about it. So the total cost was $11.99. So for $12, I made myself 18 meals. That's 67 cents per meal. That includes all the extras, the carrots and the onions and the bread and the tortillas and the, everything. So it's definitely worth it to stretch those meals out and kind of think outside of the box. And you can make a turkey in July, you can make a turkey in October or March or whenever you feel like it. You can make that turkey breast and you can stretch those meals out. And also this might help you with some ideas if it is around Thanksgiving and you're trying to figure out, what am I going to do with all this leftover turkey? Because you're going to get sick of turkey really quick. And I can tell you. So the turkey soup obviously tastes like soup. And you're obviously going to taste the turkey in it. You could also, alternatively, my mom used to make turkey and dumplings because my sister really liked that. So obviously, like the soup, the dumplings, all of that is 1 meal. Honestly, making it into like almost like a shredded chicken, but shredded turkey in more of a Mexican style was huge. Like that made it, my enchiladas were amazing. I mean, I really liked them. And I just used like the cheap, I think it was Pace enchilada sauce. So it wasn't anything fancy, but they were amazing. So highly recommend making that. The hot turkey was just kind of a comfort food for me, being that I'm from the Midwest and I wasn't feeling good that week. So that was helpful. But there's so many things you can do, and you can go online and find even more. Sorry. And I will probably do more if I find another turkey on sale around Thanksgiving or before. I'll probably do it again with some different meals instead of the same thing I did here. So yeah, I highly recommend trying it. And because it is poultry, it is a little bit more flexible, and you can really season it to still get, it's a lean protein. It's fairly healthy, and you can get a lot more from it. So anyways, again, my name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the different things I did with the turkey, how I managed to get 18 meals out of $6.72 turkey breast. And hopefully this has helped you to kind of understand how you can stretch your budget, how you can make more meals out of something, how you can vary them. And so it's not the same thing over and over and over again. And you can kind of alter your leftovers to your liking. Anyways, again, my name's Melissa. This year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.